Curiosity is a natural part of being human, whether we're scientists or just everyday people. We're especially intrigued by the unknown and the mysterious, things that are strange or unlike anything we've seen before. Hi guys, myself Desi Bro. The list of 10 bizarre phenomena below showcases some truly peculiar occurrences, ranging from mysterious radio messages and pillars of light in the sky, to a galaxy with a hole in its core, and an amphibian that could be described as a mushroom frog. Number 10. Mysterious messages. Were the strange coded radio messages picked up by various radio stations across the United States actually communications from a secret intelligence agency? Some American radio operators believe so. According to a website run by Preom, an international group of radio enthusiasts, the signals, 6 identical messages, came from a Cuban shortwave number station known as HM01. This station is believed to have been set up by Cuba's intelligence directorate, and the messages were broadcast over 2 days between 1600 and 1000 Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. Each 1-hour schedule of HM01 includes 2 airings on the hour and at the half hour, with a period of silence in between, during which the messages rotate daily. In November 2012, radio operators in Florida and Colorado reported hearing a woman's voice reciting a series of numbers in Spanish during transmissions from the Cuban hybrid analog-digital HM station. They determined that the odd messages came from the same place as Radio Havana and that the voice was generated by Windows XP. One operator speculated that these messages were intended for agents in the field. Number 9. Pillars of light. In May 2024, strange pillars of light in the sky over Japan were sighted and photographed, sparking concerns on social media about a possible extraterrestrial invasion. The images were eerie, showing multiple discrete shafts of light seemingly hovering side by side in the sky. However, Newsweek's fact-checkers weren't convinced that aliens were involved. They concluded that the lights came from fishing boats and were refracted in a way that only occurs every few years. Scientists identified these lights as light pillars, a natural optical phenomenon. Light pillars form when light reflects off ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere, often from ground-based sources like streetlights. In this case, the phenomenon is called isaribi kochu, or fish-attracting light pillars. The reflection happens when overnight temperatures drop low enough for ice crystals to form high above the ships. For now, it seems Earth is safe from alien invaders. Number 8. Heavenly portal. The pillars of light weren't the only strange phenomena observed in the sky recently. On June 4, 2024, people in Indonesia were alarmed by what appeared to be an eerie portal to the heavens that opened in the sky. This strange elliptical gap in the clouds, outlined by a dark border, left local observers baffled. The unusual phenomenon was actually a fall streak hole or a hole punch cloud. These large, circular or elliptical gaps occur in a cloud layer, typically in altocumulus or cirrocumulus clouds. They happen when water droplets in the cloud become supercooled, staying liquid even at temperatures below freezing. When something like an aircraft disturbs these supercooled droplets, they freeze rapidly into ice crystals. These ice crystals grow larger and heavier, eventually falling out of the cloud and leaving behind a clear patch. 7. Steve twins. A bizarre astrological phenomenon, described as a weird ribbon of light and a streamer of purple light, has been given the more commonplace name of Steve, short for Strong Thermal Emission Velocity Enhancement. Recently, it was discovered that Steve, while unusual, isn't unique. He has a twin. Steve was first observed over Canada, and it was clear that this strange phenomenon wasn't related to the northern lights, whose auroras are green or red, but never purple. What observers saw was something entirely new. According to an article in Inverse, Steve is caused by a stream of extremely hot, electrically charged gas, or plasma, moving rapidly across the upper reaches of Earth's magnetic field. This is different from a typical aurora, which occurs when electrons collide with molecules in Earth's upper atmosphere, releasing energy as light. Because Steve is made of plasma, electrically charged atoms rather than tiny subatomic particles, the phenomenon appears lower in the sky and lasts only a short time. Steve's plasma creates his characteristic purple glow. While Steve flows westward at dusk, his twin, not yet named and not identical, streaks eastward near dawn. 6. Lightning sprites. Lightning sprites are rare, colorful, and brief. Often described as eerie, these sprites are actually red lightning that shoots upward into the sky rather than down to the ground. On August 14, 2023, Astronomer Stanislav Kaniansky captured one of these phenomena on film as it briefly hovered in the air like a gigantic jellyfish during a thunderstorm over Central Europe, according to Harry Baker, writing for Live Science. Sprites are one of several types of transient luminous events and are officially known as stratospheric perturbations. They are produced by intense thunderstorm electrification, causing electricity to streak upward. 5. Zombie fires. Zombie fires are a peculiar phenomenon found in the peatlands of Alaska, Canada, and Siberia. These fires appear early in May, burn for a while, and then seem to vanish. However, it is believed that they smolder underground during the winter and re-emerge in the spring. This is the general scientific consensus, though not all researchers agree. An alternative theory suggests that the warming atmosphere heats the ground, causing the heated peat soils to ignite again. As researchers Sebastian Wieczorek, Eoin O'Sullivan, and Kieran Mulchrone put it, these zombie fires may be a case of climate change-driven spontaneous combustion. Number 4. Lake Hillier. Lakes are usually either green or blue, depending on whether they reflect the sky or have green plants growing on their bottom. But Australia's Lake Hillier is an exception. Its water is bubblegum pink. Why? No one knows for sure, though green algae might offer a clue. These photosynthetic eukaryotic organisms can accumulate pigments, microorganisms, and aquatic crustaceans that give the water its color. According to BBC correspondent Husna Haq, the lake contains green algae that can collect high levels of beta-carotene, a red-orange pigment, haloarchaea, a microorganism that appears reddish in large blooms, or a high concentration of pink brine prawn. Regardless of the reason, the lake is scenic, and its high salinity makes it a great place to swim. As Huck notes, thanks to its high salinity, you'll bob like a cork. Number 3. Mobile microscopic blobs. Single-cell choanoflagellates might seem bizarre at first glance, but their movement is truly astonishing. Evolutionary biologist Thibaut Brunet observed these rigid, balloon-shaped creatures moving through an environment filled with obstacles. In a seemingly coordinated series of transformations, these tiny organisms, which are close relatives to animals, lost their flagella, extended parts of their bodies, and pushed through a maze as they flowed past the obstacles, as described by Elizabeth Pennesi in Science. After Brunet's discovery, UC Berkeley evolutionary biologist Nicole King and her colleagues tested the choanoflagellates by placing them in chambers with both narrow and wide areas. The organisms rose to the challenge, quickly switching between crawling and swimming to get out of a tight squeeze in their watery environment. Number 2. The hole in the galaxy. NGC 247, a spiral galaxy, is remarkable for several reasons. Although it isn't as large as the Milky Way, it contains bright nurseries, dense gaseous regions where new stars are born. But what really sets NGC 247 apart is a void on one side of its core, which looks like a hole punched through the disk, as noted by Smithsonian Magazine. Initially, astronomers thought the hole might have been caused by the galaxy's gravitational interactions with another galaxy. Later, it was suggested that the hole might be the result of a collision with a chunk of dark matter. However, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, or SETI, community offered a more imaginative theory that the hole could have been created by extraterrestrial engineers. They proposed that these builders might have started by constructing a sphere around their own star before expanding to nearby stars and building a Dyson sphere around each one. However, this theory doesn't consider that the Dyson sphere, which is a purely theoretical concept, would encircle a star with platforms orbiting in tight formation, capturing every bit of solar radiation emanating from their central star. Number 1. Mushroom frog. Although it doesn't make the amphibian the first animal-plant hybrid, the mushroom sprouting from the Rao's intermediate golden-backed frog certainly caught the attention of scientists. The frog itself, however, seemed blissfully unaware of its unusual companion, as reported by Marianne Gueno of Business Insider India. Rivers and wetlands specialist Lohit YT discovered the mushroom frog while conducting a survey of amphibians in the foothills of India's Western Ghats mountain range. He was amazed by the unique find, noting that it was something unheard of. Matthew Smith, a fungal biologist at the University of Florida, pointed out that few fungi species produce mushrooms as they require deep roots and specific nutrients to do so. Like Lohit YT, Smith had never seen a mushroom sprout from the tissue of an animal. "I was very surprised to see it," he admitted. Another scientist, Karthikeyan Vasudevan, speculated that the mushroom might have grown from a small piece of woody debris under the frog's skin. Alyssa Veterau-Kaganer, a postdoctoral associate at Cornell University College of Veterinary Medicine, explained that the mushroom frog should be fine in the wild, unless the fungus continues to burrow into its skin and causes a severe infection. That's all for today, my friends. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time with more amazing topics. Till then, peace.